Good morning, fifth graders. I hope that you guys are doing well today. I hope you're off to a good start this morning. And I know that probably the excitement of this distance learning has worn off. It may have worn off several weeks ago, but unfortunately it's what we've been given, and sometimes we don't understand why certain things happen, but we've got to try to have a positive attitude. And I'm kind of talking to myself this morning too as I try to encourage you, just give your best and try not to argue with mom and dad about your work, but just get it done and give your best. You don't want to lose everything that you worked for this year, this last quarter. So just give it all you got, and we'll get through this together. And one day we'll look back and think, wow, look at all the things that we learned about this time period and how we grew in the Lord and got stronger, and we became more appreciative of what we have. So let's talk today about more decimals in division. I hope you did okay with yesterday's lesson, and today we're doing this again, but today there's a bit of a difference. You may have noticed in the brown box up top, it says annexing zeros when dividing. Now sometimes this building is called an annex, and that just simply means an addition. It's an addition to our main educational building. So when you annex zeros, that just simply means you're adding zeros. So it says in number 1, divide, annex a decimal point and a zero, just 1 0, to avoid a remainder. So none of these should have a remainder. They should all terminate. Let's look at letter 2A. We have 2 into 15. We know that 2 can go into 15 7 times because 7 times 2 is 14. And if I subtract 14 from 15, I have 1 left over. I don't want a remainder. So I'm going to go and I'm going to annex a decimal. Now you might say, how can you do that? How can you just add a decimal? Well, every whole number has a hidden decimal. So a whole number is separated from any tenths, hundredths, or thousandths by the decimal. We normally don't write that. So if you are getting ready to turn 11 years old, as I know one of our 5th grade students is this week, you wouldn't say, I am 11 decimal. I don't know if you can see that or not. That might be outside the screen. 11 decimal. You would just say I'm 11 years old. That decimal is implied. So every whole number has a hidden decimal, so you can add that. Remember, once you've added it here, you want to bring it straight up. Do that first thing and add it in your quotient. So let's review. 2 goes into 15 7 times. There's 1 left over. I'm going to annex a 0, and I'm going to add a little 1 there. And then 2 goes into 10 5 times. And we're done because 5 times 2 is 10. So my answer is 7 and 5 tenths. That's for letter A. Now letter B, and you'll notice they didn't give you a lot of workspace in your book, because at the point you are in 5th grade, you really should be able to do this mentally. Now if you need to work it out, that's okay, but try mentally first if you can. 4 into 58, so I'm going to go 4 into 5, that goes 1 time. 1 times 4 is 4, with 1 left over. 4 goes into 18 4 times. Why? Because 4 times 4 is 16. It's not terminated, so I add a decimal here and in my quotient, and I annex 1 0. And we already said that 4 times 4 is 16. There's a difference of 2, so I'm going to put a little 2 here. And 4 goes into 20 5 times. So 14 and 5 tenths is the answer for letter B. One more from this section. I'm giving you a lot of help, so I hope you're watching these videos. Letter C, 6 goes into 39 how many times? 6 times, because 6 times 6 is 36. And I'll work this one out just in case you want to be, if you want to work that out, that's okay as well. And then of course we know 9 minus 6 is 3. That's less than 6. We add our decimal here, bring it straight up, annex 1 0, bring them down. 6 goes into 35 times. 5 times 6 is 30, and we have a terminated answer, 6.5. So that is letters A, B, and C for you, and then you'll have 3 more to do in that section, and you'll be done with section number 1. Let's move on to section number 2. Read the directions. Divide. Annex a decimal point and zeros to avoid a remainder, but you want to annex 1 0 at a time. So here's letter A. 4 goes into 37 how many times? 9. What's 9 times 4? 36. We've got 1 left over. I'm going to go ahead and add a decimal. and a 0. 4 goes into 10 2 times. We're still not done because 2 times 4 is 8, which means I've got 2 left over. So I'll add yet another 0, extend my line. And now 4 goes into 20 5 times, and 5 times 4 is 20, so my answer is completed. 9 and 25 hundredths. Let's move on. 8 goes into 26 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. There's 2 left over. Add your decimal here and here, your 0. 8 goes into 22 times. 2 times 8 is 16. We've got 4 left over. That's less. Add another 0, bring him down. 8 goes into 45 times. And we are done. 3 and 25 hundredths is the answer for letter B. Now you're going to do the same thing for letter C. You're going 4 into 29. How many times will 4 go into 29? That would be 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. With 1 left over, add your decimal. And a 0. 4 goes into 10 2 times. With 2 left over, add your 0. And 4 goes into 25 times. And we are done. 7 and 25 hundredths is the answer for letter C. Now, really quickly, jump to 4A. That's at the bottom of your page. And just a reminder, you're doing both perimeter and area on this section. So be sure that you use your perimeter formula, 2 times L plus 2 times W. So you'll say 2 times 24. And then 2 times 18, 2 times 24 is 14. 2 times 18 is 36. You combine those two and I'll give you the answer. It's 84 feet, but you show your work, okay? And then use your formula. A equals L times W for this one. So be sure you use the right formulas for letter B. It's going to be P equals 4 times S and A equals S times S. So continue to give your best, guys. I miss seeing you, but I hope you'll have a great day and we'll talk soon.